Let's
Listen, sometimes I like to navigate away from the browser window where we're all broadcasting from 10 seconds before
we're
we go
literally
live.
just like I just hit live and you just disappeared. I'm like, what?
I was jumping over to Twitter to say, hey, we're live right now. Hey, that's not it.
Oh my god.
Sorry, everybody.
Hi, Paul.
We're a
Hi,
bunch of
guys. How are you?
professionals here.
Hey, we're running a real live show right here. How are you guys?
Welcome to Hockey Night America, guys, because baseball
Hockey
is
Night
over for
America.
all of us. Who cares about baseball now?
I
Right?
think Paul might care.
Woo!
I am wearing my Vancouver Canadians hat tonight in honor of Pat Larson because it's what we do.
Yeah.
But the hat I've been wearing all day is this one right here. You
What
can
color
see-
is that? That's like
Listen,
that's
here's
a
what
Yeah.
here's what color it used to be,
Yeah.
and here's what color it is. It's
Well loved.
it has seen some days. It
You
has seen
think?
some days.
Some years, some days.
Yeah. I have my packing pile ready though, with a stack of Phillies hats to leave on Saturday to check off a bucket list item for me. I'm going to my first ever World Series game.
Woohoo! That's so
It's,
exciting.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I'm foregoing my first ever Arizona Fall League game in order to do that. So
Arizona Fall League will be there.
Arizona
It's
Fall
not
League will
going
be
anywhere.
there. So baseball by design, wildlife consultant, and musical enthusiast Ranger Amy Burnett is actually, I was supposed to visit her in Arizona, and instead she's coming with me to Philadelphia. We're still working. We're still working on getting her a ticket. She may end up spending Monday night hanging out with my parents, but that's okay. If we
Still.
can't get her a ticket.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Hey Shane, I'm a Wilds fan, so he said go
Oh.
Bruins. So
Minnesota North Stars, right?
yeah, exactly.
North
The
Stars. There you
Minnesota
go.
North Stars.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, I just had Zach Beeson on. He's coming up on a future episode of Baseball by
Oh.
Design, and I talked to him about the Salt Lake Bees
Mhm.
because of Zach's connection to the Church of Latter-day Saints. But I thought it was super cool that his name is Bee Son.
That's pretty cool.
This is the question: is she a consultant or a correspondent? I keep going back and forth on this, and I can't actually remember which one she is. Okay.
You probably might want to
It's,
remember this part. This is important.
correspondent, I think.
I say that again, Anna.
I'm like 95% sure that it is correspondent.
I think correspondent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's more
Um,
official.
Philip is concerned that we're not wearing Halloween costumes. Anna, you have an awesome Halloween costume at the ready. I was blown away by that. I thought it was super cool. Your dog is adorable, and he's got a big squishy baseball toy in his mouth.
That was pretty cool.
The Sandlot costume that you have ready to go for Halloween is pretty great. I have a
wore
Jimmy.
it.
Go ahead.
I wore it to a party last Saturday night, and it was very well received. Everyone was like, "That's the greatest movie of all time."
It's
So
not the greatest movie, but it's a
Yeah, I
really good
disagree with
movie.
that. But it was a great costume. It's a great costume for a sort of mid-range movie, so far as
I
I'm
love how
concerned.
we both Paul and I just jumped
was
on
just
that right away. I was like, excuse
No,
me.
Great costume. No question, it's a great costume.
Hall of Fame
you know,
costume.
Yeah,
Movie is not the
absolutely,
greatest. But we'll agree to disagree.
absolutely. I have a Jimmy Dugan costume on the way. It's not here yet, but Jimmy Dugan from League of Their Own. I am ready to sport.
I almost pulled out like all the Halloween costumes, and I almost pulled out the my princess costume. I literally dressed up, I think last year,
Okay.
as a princess with my daughter. So I'm just saying, I have
I
it.
think I remember seeing that on Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, I do what I do. I do what I do for the kids.
Yeah.
You're good like that.
I try. Well, I saw heard you say my name.
Uh,
That's awesome.
Zach, you are a celebrity now, and you're gonna be on a podcast with thousands and thousands and thousands of listeners over the course of 10 years.
Give or take a year or two.
Philip going as the
Excellent.
manager.
And
Lollygag around the infield. Lollygag around the outfield.
Now that right there, Bull Durham.
League of Their Own. So
Another good one.
Another great movie. Yeah.
Anna, tell us what you're wearing right now. You've got a great shirt and an even greater hat.
the High Point Rockers. I bought this shirt after Ed toured us around that ballpark.
That was a
That was
good
great.
episode, wasn't it?
It was great. It was
The
so much fun.
live Ed live from the High Point Rockers. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, and the staff in the team store kinda giving us the overview and some history. I jumped online and I was like, "Here, just take my money." So
Right
got
now, here.
a couple things. And then my hat is we had a friendly little wager between the three of us, and then Pat Larson jumped in as well. And so because all four of us had teams in the postseason, we said whomever's team makes it furthest in the playoffs, farthest in the playoffs. See, I just said whomever and furthest, and I don't know if either one of those is right.
Furthest is right. Whomever, I think it's whoever.
Whoever.
His, her.
The team that made it the furthest.
There you go.
The rest of us had to buy a hat for. And so obviously when the Guardians got booted by the Yanks, I picked up my phone and I said, "Does a Clearwater Threshers hat fulfill the quota?" And Paul was gracious enough to say, "Yep, I want you to get something you'll actually wear." And when it showed up, it was perfect. So I'm wearing it in honor of Paul's Phillies and the World Series kicking off here in just a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't have a Threshers hat. I definitely I need to
What?
get one. I know. Well, so this was funny. So our
I
mutual
got the
friend
surf dogs.
Jim, that's a funny one. Poochie, yeah, that's definitely Poochie. The surf dog is definitely Poochie from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But our mutual friend Jim Christopher, he and I have a little wager going right now. Because here's the thing, I have a friend who was a Padres fan, and he reached out and he's like, "Let's have a bet." And I was like, "I don't want to have a bet because that's a jinx, right?" And so I want to have a real conversation about jinxes because I think they're real. So when the Phillies had a 2-1 lead, and it is the first inning of Game 4, and the Padres jump out to what would be a 4-0 lead, but when it was 3-0, my buddy Matt, who's my running buddy, we run on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll see him tomorrow morning. He's a big Padres fan, and he texts me and my other friend Chris, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna have people over to watch Game 6 at my house." And he says, "You guys should come over. We should all watch Game 6 together." They have a 3-0 lead in the first inning. And I didn't even respond to it. I did not even respond to it because I was just like, it is too early to be talking about Game 6 right now, dude. You need to win one more game, including maybe this one. And so anyway, he reached out to me before the series and he said, "Hey, let's have a friendly wager where the winner of the series, one of us buys the other a 6-pack of his choosing." And I was just like, "I'm just going to buy you a 6-pack. Regardless of what happens, I'm buying you a 6-pack. I don't want this wager. I'm not interested in this wager because it's a jinx." And I was like, I don't want any part of it. I'm going to buy you. You're a friend. I'm buying you a 6-pack. And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, then what do you want? I'll buy you a 6-pack.
6-pack to celebrate, or 6-pack to
whatever.
your sorrows.
You're my friend, independent of this
sorrows.
series. I'm buying you a 6-pack." And he's like, "Oh, that's nice." He's like, "Here's what I want. What do you want?" And I told him I wanted a 6-pack of Rainier beer. So I think he has like some like $20 6-pack, and I have like the $6. But anyway, so then Ed and I were on the other day. I popped on sort of by surprise on Ed's post clinching, on Jim's post clinching.
It's not my post.
Show.
Yeah.
So Jim is an Astros fan, and he's doing this live show about the Astros. And I texted him something about, "Hey, here you go. All right, here's our 2 teams in the World Series." And he said, "Hey, we're on live right now. You should hop on." And so I hop on, and he says, "I want to have a wager." And I'm just like, "I don't want to wager. I just
he
don't
put
want
you on the spot too, right there.
He did put me on the spot. So then he says the wager is that he wants to do whoever's team loses, the loser has to buy himself a minor league hat, a hat from one of the minor league affiliates.
Yeah.
So I would need to buy an Astros affiliates hat if the Phillies lose the World Series.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have all of them already?
I've got all of them. It's what is it? Astros, Corpus Christi. Or sorry, Astros. It's Corpus Christi. Well, start from the top. Triple A is the Space Cowboys.
The Space
and then
Cowboys.
You've got the Hooks, and then you've got the Asheville Tourists, and the Woodpeckers, Fayetteville Woodpeckers. So I have all those. I have the Woodpeckers, Ed, courtesy of you, because you found it for like $6 at like a Kohl's or something.
Sure did.
So I have all 4 of them. So I may, if the Phillies lose the World Series, which is the current prediction. Let's be honest, the Astros are heavily favored right now, and that's okay. I accept that. If the Astros win the World Series,
but just because you're heavily favored doesn't mean you're going to win. You know, 2 examples: New York Mets, Dodgers.
St. Louis Cardinals, Atlanta Braves. I get it.
Yeah.
So
the whole National League.
Yeah. How come? Here's what I want to know. How come the layoff only affected National League teams? By the way,
I don't know.
How come only National League teams lost because of the layoff, and the American League teams were straight chalk?
Yeah.
They were just dealing with weather on that side, so.
Well, hey, I lost my bet.
Yeah,
I did with Donnie Wise.
Yeah,
and he's getting himself a Tampa Tarpons.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great brand. I love that brand.
I sent it to him. It's in the mail. Already did. Yours is in the mail. I sent you your email for your so you can track it, Paul.
I love that. I'm very excited about that. Now, is this different from the Savannah Bananas cap that you were sending me?
No, it's the same one.
Okay.
But I put an extra one in there for you.
Oh, there's another hat in there. All right. Is that because I sent you a Cleveland State hat? What was it that I sent you?
The Cuyahoga Community College.
Cuyahoga Community College with the Triceratops. That's a cool. I like that cap. That's
cool,
That's a good cap. A Dan Simon special.
It is, and I have it right up there. It's right there.
All right.
I see it.
There it is. It's a good hat. Pull it down. Show everybody.
Of course.
Let's see if you can reach it. If Ed hurts himself doing this, I'm
oh my God! If I hurt myself,
I like those lime green shorts. Look at that hat.
Sharp.
That is sharp.
With the school logo back there. Also.
School logo on the back. That's a good hat. That's one of the ones that Dan Simon sent me. He sent me a big collection of them. So
they were known as the Challengers for so long.
Yeah,
that's such a bad name.
That's a bad name. Well, especially did that name come before the space shuttle disaster?
I was just wondering.
Because that's a bad association. I mean, I'm not like making fun of the. I mean, that's a legitimate question, right? Like,
yeah.
But I like this name better.
Yeah.
Is that what they still are?
They're the Tri-C Triceratops because they're known as Tri-C.
Oh, it's all clicking now.
Cuyahoga Community College.
I like it.
Cuyahoga is the county in Cleveland.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay.
Now, I've learned recently that there's a debate about the pronunciation of that word, whether it's Cuyahoga or Cuyahoga.
Well, it probably is Cuyahoga because of Native American.
Apparently, there are some parts of the Cleveland area where they say Cuyahoga instead of Cuyahoga.
It's a very small part. I'll tell you that much. Everybody, everybody says Cuyahoga. So
yeah,
it's like where I was born in Humacao, right?
Yeah.
Humacao is a Taino name. It's actually pronounced Humacao. But
okay, all right. So I have a question for you. This relates to my very own personal experience here in the last week or so. So, and I'm going to go way back here. I'm going to go way back to Game 4 of the National League Championship Series in 2009, when when the Phillies beat the Dodgers on Jimmy Rollins' 2-out double in the it was a walk-off 2-out double against Jonathan Broxton, and it was this dramatic 2-out walk-off in the playoffs, gave the Phillies a 3-1 lead instead of being tied 2-2 against the Dodgers. And so I watched that highlight, just pretty much on a continuous loop. And then in the Braves series just this year, Rhys Hoskins hit that home run where he slammed the bat down. And so I watched that.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
And then, of course, especially the Moneyball cut of the Bryce Harper 8th inning go ahead home run.
I just did that.
That put the Phillies in the World Series. I seriously just talking about it now. I want to go put my microphone on mute and go watch it a couple times now while you. Let's
not add anymore. We don't need to add more. No, we don't.
So I want to know from you guys, and I want to know in the comments, what is the baseball highlight that you think you have watched more than any other?
First of all, I'm gonna say something before I say about the highlight.
Okay.
Jimmy Rollins can go kick rocks.
Goodness, Jimmy Rollins, he turned the Phillies culture around. We're the team to beat, he said
in
2007.
There's the whole time. Cleveland is lucky. That's a lucky team. Cleveland's lucky.
You're talking about Jimmy Rollins, the commentator. Okay.
Yeah, right. Jimmy Rollins, the commentator, can go kick rocks.
All right.
He can go commentate a middle school game for all I care. Anywho.
All right. Oh, here we go. All right, we got some good ones coming in. Oh, the Grand Slam, the Ortiz Grand Slam, Tony Pena in 95.
The game tying home run Rajay Davis in the
Yeah.
2016 home run, 2016 World Series.
All right. All
That
right.
one was so electric. Oh,
Yeah.
it was so electric.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then rain
That's a
came.
good one. That's a good one.
But anyways, that's a good one. That's fine.
Sid Bream sliding into home. Holy smokes. I was in college when that happened, and
1930.
watching watching with a Pirates fan. 92, 91, 92. So yeah, that was all right, the Jose Bautista. Oh yeah. Oh,
Why am I not seeing the comments?
oh, sorry, because I'm sitting here just looking at him.
Oh, like he's reading the comments, and I'm like,
I'm
why am
reading
I
them, but
not
seeing
seeing
them.
these
All
comments,
right, here's
Paul?
Sid Bream. This is me. I'm doing a bad job. I have
Gosh.
one job.
Listen, I didn't want to touch it because we've
No,
done
it's
this
true.
before where you've
It's
done it
true.
and I've done it. So
No, it's true. We're always all right, the Ortiz.
how many
Grand
times
Slam.
have many people have watched the Bautista getting sucker punched
Ooh.
video? That
Yeah,
was a good one.
that one's up there on the replays.
Yeah.
I also love the Jose Canseco home run off the top of the
Of
head.
his head, of his noggin.
That's up there, yeah. But
Yeah, I like that.
my like go-to highlight that gets me pumped every time is got to be the 2020 Mike Brasso off of Aroldis Chapman, Game 5 ALDS.
Hey,
Just
so happened to be that Roger Davis also hit it off of Chapman.
everybody hits a walk-off home run to send their team on to the next round. Apparently, Jose Altuve, you name it.
Yeah. There was another one in 2008. It was the first playoff series the Phillies had won in years and years and years. When they beat the Brewers in the National League Divisional Series, and Shane Victorino had a grand slam off of CC Sabathia in Game 2, and that was like the first moment where anyone in Philadelphia actually believed, like, oh, the Phillies may actually win this series. So, my dad asked me the other day for Game 5 against the Padres. It's my dad's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday!
Happy
to my dad.
birthday!
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
birthday.
So, but he asked me. He said, "What's your prediction for the game today?"
Hmm?
This was for Game 5, and I said, "Dad, the Phillies are 8-2 in the playoffs, and all 8 of the games they've won, I assumed they were going to lose. I expected them to lose
That is
all
a
8 of the games they've won.
Very Philly thing.
And so now they're 9-2, and I expected them to lose. So
That's a good one right there.
Game 162 was right. How weird is this? My dad just texted me.
Wow, he must be watching.
Another good one, by the way. Kenny Lofton climbing up a wall and catching the home run ball. I think it was like 96, 97, like one of those years. You guys got to look it up. Kenny Lofton. That was a good one.
162 is epic though. Like
Yeah.
162.
And that's to put you over and go over and to the playoffs.
Yeah. Another one is Game 4 of 2020 World Series with Brett Phillips. Wild walk-off error, double error. Randy Arozarena falling down and crawling to home plate to win the game. Just a wild game. And
That's
of
a
course,
good one.
I had the opportunity to be there. I picked wrong. I picked Game 3 where Charlie Morton got spanked. So I was there the night before. I put whatever.
You and me are both 0 for 2.
Yeah, that's right.
In the World Series.
That's
right. We need you, Paul, to break that cycle.
Well, I hope so. My brother is 5-0 in the playoffs this year. My brother and my nephew have been to all 5 playoff games, and they've won all 5.
Oh.
And so we'll see if my bad luck is stronger.
Yeah, let's hope so, because mine was not strong.
Also, the Phillies are playing the heavily favored Houston Astros. So,
I don't know if you mentioned that.
I don't know if you've heard Astros are in the World Series. But conventional thinking would tell you it's the Astros, the heavily favored. I will say the Phillies are on a tear, and they are clicking at the right time. So I would not put it past the Phillies to at the very least take it 6 or 7 games. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, I think I would actually die if there was a Game 7. Like, I just think a Game 7 would actually end me. Like, if there was
about you.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well,
that would be like, that's bad.
Yeah. I would have, because I know that a lot of times when there's like stressful moments in these games going on, that Ed will text me and he'll be like, Darla wants to know You know, like, are
Yes,
you
it's
okay?
true.
Like, Darla wants to know if I'm hydrating. She wants to
She just like tell Paul to calm down.
tell Paul to breathe. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm sitting there like doing laps around the friggin' coffee table, and Ed's like, Darla says to calm down. I'm like, does she have a camera in here? Like,
Listen, you probably are like me, that like when the game is intense, I don't sit down. I have to walk around
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
living room
Yeah.
because I cannot stand still. I can't.
This is why the cat hates the baseball playoffs right now. She's
I get it. I
she is
get
not having the baseball playoffs. There is no shoulder time for her.
It's like, oh, great. Here we go. When is baseball over? Can we end this already?
Oh my gosh. So
I'm with it.
well, anyway, it's where's Colin? Colin, when we first started our live shows, Colin was here all the time just telling us
All
how
of a
great the
sudden,
Mets were. Where did Colin go?
Weird. So quiet.
Back to school, I think, right? I feel like
Colin's
that's what
back in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably doing homework and whatnot.
Oh yeah, okay.
Here's
Not
my-
drinking or anything.
Here's my game plan, Paul. So
okay.
as soon as the postseason started, every team that I publicly supported
Mhm.
lost, right?
Mhm,
So I am keeping my mouth shut
Okay.
in terms of how the World Series goes, right?
Okay. Very good.
I like this.
I
yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you know.
You're like, shut up. Don't say anything.
Exactly.
That's
Do not,
yeah.
do not. I don't want to hear it. Do not root for my team.
I want to know what the psychology of jinxes is. Like, because I'm pretty sure that if I expect my team to
tomb?
lose, yeah, I know, right? If I expect my team to lose,
Okay.
I might subconsciously wear something that I think is bad luck that day, and then I can be like, I come back and be like, see, bad luck because I wore this shirt. But I think maybe
I've done that so many times. Like,
Yeah.
in the middle of the game, I was like, oh, we're not going good. I'm going to go change this hoodie.
Let me ask you this, because I feel a little bit insane. Have you ever been too nervous to watch a game?
Yes. Yes.
So what do you do? What do you do during that time?
Change the channel.
But here's the thing.
I walk away.
I have to like take the phone and bury it in the backyard because it goes crazy. Anytime something happens, good or bad.
I know. I
phone starts
get
buzzing.
my on my watch. I get it all the
Yeah.
ding, ding. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm not.
And then I'm just like, oh crap. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And then I'm like, and then like,
I want to know.
What's that moment, right? Where like it's been long enough and you're like, all right, let me see.
I'm gonna go torture myself. And as soon as like they're winning, and then you turn it on, and they're like, then they're losing. So turn it off again.
Right.
Change the channel.
You have to find something else to do. Like you've got to you have the game on in the background and you are doing something else. I don't know, like chores at the house or something.
I agree.
Kind of nervous.
Doing the dishes or cooking dinner, something.
Yeah. Because
or drinking heavily.
that always helps. That usually helps.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For game 3 of the National League Championships, the divisional series against the Braves, like the moment the game started, I went for a run. And what I didn't realize was that I have a smartwatch that syncs to the phone, and it's relatively new. I'm still sort of figuring it out. It's actually very old, but it was
What do you have?
Oh, I don't know. It was Ranger Amy gave it to me, and it was.
Of course,
it was,
she did.
It was, but it wasn't. She didn't buy it new. It was one that she had, and she's like,
It's
"Hey,
new to you. It's new to you.
It's new to me, exactly." And so I was like, so I went for a run wearing this watch. And little did I know that it's tied to my
you get your notifications on it.
So I'm like running, and my left arm is just like, and that was actually when Rhys Hoskins hit his 3-run home run against the Braves. He was slamming his bat while I was in like mile 2.5.
Oh God, I can't wait. I'm gonna start. What was it? Starts Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night, yeah.
Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday, I fly to Philadelphia.
Travel day Sunday. Game 3 is Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 2-3-2 format, right?
It is.
For World Series.
So
okay.
How do
the
we
games
feel
in
about
Philadelphia.
that?
I'm not a fan.
That's a good question to bring up. How do we feel about that?
What do you like better, Ed?
The 2-2-1-1-1.
Okay.
I like that one better.
And then on consecutive days or with travel days?
Well, if you're doing the 2-2 consecutive, the 2-2 consecutives,
of course,
I'm okay with that. and then travel in between. I'm good with that, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the 2-2-1-1-1. I like
So
that format better.
travel days between the games 5, 6, and 7 in that scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was surprised that if the Phillies had lost Game 5, that there was no travel day to get back to San Diego. They were going to play Game 6 the next night in San Diego.
Yeah, and that's a long flight too. That's
Yeah,
not
like-
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
no
short.
joke.
But
Yeah.
but it was not gonna benefit either team because both teams were
Of
gonna
course.
be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was an even thing, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded either, but because then you get to California, you sleep in. It was a late game anyway, so
Yeah. How
but
about you, Anna? What do you think?
2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah, I don't know. I like what Ed's got going on. I think it's weird that I mean, some series, like especially lately, have ended in 5 games, right? So
Right.
it seems kind of weird that the team that would have home field advantage has a likelihood of clinching the World Series title on somebody else's field.
Right.
I don't really like that. I think the 2-2-1-1-1 makes sense because then you've still got Game 7 with the higher seed.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder
With
why
an
they
extra
changed
home
it.
game.
Or
don't know.
what if it was 2-2-2? Well, but then the one game is at the lower seed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't make
Game
sense to me.
7.
Yeah, not sure.
I don't know. I don't mind the 2-3-2. Maybe I haven't thought about it enough, but I think it's
Let's think about it a little bit longer.
let's think about it a little bit more. Let's all take a moment. We're gonna go on to breakout rooms, and we're gonna mull this over.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, listen, for all of my complaints about Major League Baseball, this new playoff format so far has been a home run.
It's
for
been
me.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It's been
Totally.
super entertaining.
Yep.
A lot of baseball to watch, a lot of good, exciting moments. So
Hey, by the way, Mike, you're wrong.
Oh,
tell us
I don't
why.
know.
Totally kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think
Tell
I'm
us
kind of with.
why.
I think I'm okay with 2-3-2.
Again, wrong, but it's okay.
But so then, in order for the team that has home field advantage, they would the game has to go 6 or 7 in order for them to win on their home turf.
Correct.
Yeah, but then the Phillies split in San Diego, and then
Mhm.
they had to win all 3 to clinch at home. Like
Mhm.
that. I mean,
But that's the beauty of it, though, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone was laughing at who was the Padres pitcher who said the pressure was on the Phillies to win Game 5 because otherwise...
God, yeah.
I forgot it. I forgot.
I
who
forget
it was.
his name already. God.
But in a way, I mean, everyone's laughing at him, and I'm like, it's kind of right though, right? Like it's kind of right, like because the Phillies didn't want to go back to San Diego. As
Yeah.
nice as San Diego is, it has great brew
Cleveland didn't want to go back to New York.
Well, yeah, sure.
And look
New
what
York
happened.
doesn't have the beaches that San Diego has.
Oh, it's the roof issue.
The roof was closed.
Yeah, the roof.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Home run
So
doesn't fly.
talk about the Yankees here. The Yankees got freaking boat raced by
the Astros.
Are the Astros, and they put up way less of a fight than the Mariners did.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Mark Viquez coming in having won $50 in trivia.
Congratulations, man.
Nice.
So are the Astros that good that they're taking down they're making a 99 win team just look completely listless?
Let's be honest too, though. Cleveland almost made them look,
Well, this is what I'm asking. I want to know, like, were the Yankees just like one of the worst ALCS teams ever, or the Astros that good? Because I mean, the Mariners gave the Astros a run for their money. I mean, even though they lost 3, they made all 3 of them close. All 3 of them could have gone the other way.
They were all close, yeah.
Cleveland,
and then the game 1, they just won at the bottom of the 9th. So I mean, it's like it was a heartbreak.
My team is in the World Series, and it still like pangs my heart a little bit to remember that walk off by the Astros.
But everybody knew that was going to happen, though.
Everybody knew from the beginning of the inning. They're like, "Don't let Yordan Alvarez back.
Don't let him in there."
The point is not that the Yankees are not good or that the Mariners didn't put up enough of the fight. The point is the Houston Astros find a way to win a ball game. They can go down 3-4 runs and they are not out of the game. And they're the best team at
Yeah.
that, and that's why they haven't lost a game yet.
Also, and this is we were talking before we came on. It's like the Yankees rely on the home run ball,
Mhm.
and it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing, right? And they didn't hit enough home runs. They look at all the amount of strikeouts during that series that they had.
Yeah. That was terrible. That was
Right?
terrible. Yeah. No, that was terrible to watch. Like the ALCS was not a fun series to watch. I'm like,
No, it was
baseball.
boring as
Sweet.
hell.
It was a boring series to watch.
I
By
was
the way, Rhys
was-
Hoskins had 5 hits or has 5 hits so far in the playoffs. All 5 of them are home runs.
I'll take that. If he strikes out the rest of the time and he was hitting home runs to get his team above, hey, that's a. But same thing with the Yankees again, right? Like you have that lineup that is just nothing but a bunch of home run hitters. But if you get them to strike out because they like to chase, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that pitching staff for the Astros.
Do you think that Aaron Judge signed somewhere else because he got booed off the field during a playoff game?
He should have gotten booed off.
Mark Viquez, first of all, thank you, Mark, for shouting us out. Mark is always very generous about shouting out fellow podcasters online. Appreciate that. I think Mike is right about the Astros and the Yankees heads. But the MLB Network is playing
I saw that
1980 NLCS.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, okay. Best series ever? Yes.
No.
But yes.
No. Uniforms. Should the Astros and the Phillies bring those out?
Should they go Tequila Sunrise in Houston and Powder Blues in Philly?
Yeah.
That would be, how spectacular would that be for a World Series game?
At least one game.
That would be. I say yes. I say, who says no to that? Who's like, what like MLB exec is like, nah.
Speaking
of,
think of all the jerseys they could sell with the World Series patch, the throwback jerseys with the 22 World Series.
You saw that thing that Todd Radom put together, right?
I did.
That would it's glorious. It's absolutely beautiful, right? So
yes.
Perfect. So,
which by the way, and I told this to Paul on the phone the other day when I was calling him, I have not bought my hat yet, but that's because now Paul is going to be going to Philly, and I want to get a baby blue Phillies hat.
I'm gonna be going to the Lids at the King of Prussia Mall, right near my parents' house after a visit to Valley Forge National Park, and we'll go check out we'll go check it out.
Yes,
I'll get you a powder blue with a maroon P on it.
Yes, those are nice. Those are great.
Yeah. I say yes. I say he signs somewhere else.
You think so? Oh man,
that would be wild. That'd be
Dodgers
wild.
Dodgers are going after him.
Yeah,
they're going heavy on him.
Yeah.
Well, once the Dodgers sign a big free agent, that may put them over the top.
Dodgers are Dodgers are going heavy. I hear San Francisco's also going after him.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's the quintessential question. Like that is the thing that everybody, you think of Garrett Cole and his Yankees fan today, tomorrow, forever. It's
whatever, dude.
I'm curious to know if other players feel that way. I can't remember who it was, but it was a former MLB guy who said, not every player's dream is to go play for the New York Yankees. And I wish they would stop trying to sell this narrative. So I will be very curious to know.
He's a California kid too, so.
Yeah.
And what I love the hot stove talk here. I hear the Seattle Mariners are going hard after Trey Turner.
Ooh. Interesting.
That would see, now that would make that Seattle Mariners
Yeah.
Hey, I want to clarify something, by the way, that I said last week, and I was like, how could I have been like this off base? And you guys called me on it because I asked the question, what's the last team to go back to the World Series 2 years in a row? And I realized I asked the question wrong, and because I went back and I researched it because I was just clearly proven wrong that both the Dodgers, who was it, the Dodgers and the Giants,
the Rangers,
the Rangers, each had gone back to the World Series, back to back World Series. The question I meant to ask was, who was the last World Series winner to go back to the World Series the following year? And that answer was the 08 and then 09 Philadelphia Phillies.
Got it.
So that's how come I thought, that Phillies were the answer to that question. I just asked the question wrong. So
I'm on board for this. What Shane is saying.
Yeah, I
here.
was just gonna. Oh,
Aaron Judge to San Fran. Get Evan Longoria a ring. That man is a national treasure. He deserves a World Series title.
and then sign a 1-day contract with the Tampa Bay Rays to
retire as a
retire.
Ray. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right, sign me up. I'm ready.
There was a lot of. I remember when there was a lot of people that were mad at Jim Thome retiring as a Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Indian. Oh yeah, because like he went and played for the White Sox. He played for the Phillies, and they were all wanting him to retire. I think it was like as a Phillies.
Yeah.
And Thome goes like, "Nah, Cleveland."
Yeah. I'm even as a Phillies fan, I would not have expected Thome to. I mean, I always thought of him as a Cleveland Indian, right? So
and then he made even people more mad when he said that he was gonna retire. His bus is gonna be with the C instead of the Chief Wahoo.
Right. And that's just people just choosing to be mad about a thing. It's still one of your logos. It's just like you're
like, calm down.
Right. Well,
go ahead. No, I was gonna say I wanted to go back to something that you said that we were going to talk about is should your team, if you had to choose your team to change colors?
Oh yeah, I like this.
What color would it be?
So there are two teams whose brands I really like. Who just by the sheer virtue of like the colors or like the branding or whatever.
Yeah.
I really like.
I guess them.
Yeah. Okay.
One is Seattle.
Yes, I was just gonna pick that one.
All right, 3. So yes, Seattle.
Okay.
That's it. That was my one guess. I don't know.
That's a good guess. That's a very good guess. And in fact, it's funny that you say that because an as of yet unreleased episode of my podcast where I talked to Chris Creamer it was my 50th episode of the podcast, and Chris Creamer is my special guest. We talk about the Mariners brand and like how sort of unique it is and how cool it is.
Please do not pick any of the regular teams that you like.
Colorado, is that one?
No, I actively dislike the Rockies brand. Actually, I think it's probably the Major League Baseball brand.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
One of them is the Braves.
One of them is not the Braves. In fact, both of them are not the Braves. So let's see. So Logan from Fort Wayne, Indiana, is chiming in with Arizona. Not Arizona.
However, Arizona should go to their Serpientes full time.
Serpientes should be the full-time nickname for the Diamondbacks. Absolutely 100% agree with you. That's such a good brand. And we can have this conversation. Which City Connect uniforms should be permanent brands? I also think this of Miami.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
The two teams whose brands I really like, even though like I'm so on the team. The Oakland A's. I love the green and yellow. I love the green and yellow of the Oakland A's.
That's my brother's favorite team.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I would absolutely like when I went to an A's game years and years and years ago.
And I'm sorry, I have to correct you. It's the Vegas Athletics.
The Las Vegas A's.
Sorry, continue.
Philadelphia, Kansas City, Oakland, Las Vegas A's.
Right, exactly.
And then the other one, I've been to a few games there, and I find myself just like looking around thinking, I really like this brand. I could totally like wear this team's brand. The Dodgers. I love the Dodgers brand.
Classic.
The Brooklyn Dodgers?
Classic, yeah. You can't go wrong with the red, white, and blue, but it's subtle.
Yeah. Especially with like the heavy emphasis on the blue, right? Like the red, just like little accents of red, right? But like mostly like when you pan the crowd, if I'm watching a major league team and they pan the crowd, I want to see just a sea of the same color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is, I mean, honestly, one of my favorite things about rewatching this Bryce Harper home run is the crowd reaction and just like this insane like sea of humanity. Yeah.
That one shot that they're showing the outfield and with the player. Oh, that was a good one.
It's incredible, right? Like the just insane, like over the top. People can barely contain themselves. Yeah. It's just like it's so much fun to watch, and I can't get enough of it. I wish there was just like a camera like on the crowd for like like a full minute because that to me is just like so much fun. But when that happens, I want to see like this sort of sea of one color, right? Like just
Phillies have like it's a mismatch of like bunch of colors.
You've got the powder blue and the maroon. You've got the bright red. one of the hats I'm bringing with me is got the blue top and the red beak, right? Like
That's
it's
a nice one. See, I like multicolors on hats too, though.
yeah,
Like
I
the
know,
brim
but
to be a different color. I like that.
I've been to a Dodgers game a few times, and I just like the blue that you see there, like all that blue. I don't know. There's something I really like about it.
All I'm gonna say is any team going forward,
Yeah.
they should be banned
No more blue and
completely
red.
from using red, white, and blue.
Yeah. I agree.
Completely be banned. Do not
Yeah.
use it. It has been played out.
Yeah.
There's so many teams, red, Angels, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Atlanta Braves, Chicago Cubs, Boston Red Sox, Minnesota Twins, Nationals, Texas Rangers. That's it.
Now the Rangers are particularly goofy, right? With like their solid red and their solid blue jerseys. Like that to me is very funny. Like the fact that they could be predominantly one color or the other color from game to game.
Yeah.
You know what was so interesting about the Rangers too was for a while they were like the only team that there were a handful of teams, including the Rays, that on the road jerseys put the name of the team as opposed to the traditional city.
Yeah.
Texas, as far as I know, was the only team that wore Texas in their home whites.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because everything
they've gone back now. They've got the script Rangers back, but
the script that I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of the script.
It's a throwback. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
The Phillies are one of the teams that don't put the city name on their away uniform.
Yeah,
it's always Phillies.
It's just always Phillies. Yeah.
The O's were like that, but they've gone back to Baltimore now recently. Yeah. So
Cleveland does their city name.
I would like the Phillies to do a Philadelphia road gray. Mark's out here just chatting with us. He's in his wife's car. Logan, what's up?
I don't mind when a team primarily is red or blue, but yeah, there are too many teams whose primary color. See, and this is why I was so mad when Cleveland did not change their colors. They had an opportunity to change colors, to go in totally different direction, and they just like, oh, we're gonna keep the red, white, and blue.
What colors would you have wanted?
It would have been too much for the fan base.
Right.
Too much change.
Right. I think that's probably true. Ed, what colors would you have wanted?
See, spiders, but red and black.
That would have been so good.
Yeah. Red and black. Yeah. With some white.
Yeah.
How awesome would that have been right there, right? Like, I mean, change the colors.
Super good.
Yeah.
Would have been badass.
That would have been so much better.
Lynn asks, red pinstripes or no pinstripes? Here's my
depends on the team. Depends on the team.
Well, she says Phillies, red pinstripes or no stripes.
I like them.
In general, I like pinstripes. I think the Phillies are a little too thin. They kind of look gray from far or pink from far away. The uniforms look a little pink from far away. I think they need thicker pinstripes.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Johnny here. They do it. Yep, you're right. The home whites say Miami. That's right. Ever since
they should be the Sugar Kings.
Mark, say no to road grays. Mark wants to go full color rush. Players weekend.
I'm good with that though. I'm good with the powder blue on the road.
What is Dave talking about here with the buzzards, orange and black?
Buzzards. It was a radio station.
Oh,
look it up. It's like WMMS.
All right.
Buzzards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
You and Dave are on the same.
Yeah, but there's already too much orange, Dave. The Cleveland Browns are orange. They own that color there.
I have a theory about the use of orange and blue in sports branding.
But Cleveland doesn't. The Browns don't use it. They literally use brown,
just orange
and white.
Yeah, orange and I actually looked up the Cleveland Browns Pantone colors the other day because I was doing a little design project for a friend. I have a theory about why so many teams are orange and blue.
Why?
My theory is you want complementary colors. You want colors opposite each other on the color wheel because that's the strongest contrast. And so if you look at the complementary color pairings, you've got blue and orange, which is, you see it everywhere. You could name 1,000 teams that use blue and orange. But the other complementary color pairings, the sort of basic ones from the color wheel, are yellow and purple and red and green.
Minnesota Vikings, red and green. Okay.
Both of those, I mean, they're used a little bit, right? But
yellow
both
and purple,
are basically Christian holidays to me, right? Like red and green obviously is Christmas.
Yeah.
Yellow and purple you see a little bit of, but not as much. And blue and orange to me is just like the obvious one that people don't associate with Mardi Gras or Easter or Christmas.
The Metropolitans.
You're talking about the Mets?
Yeah.
Blue and orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could pick a name out of you could pick a team out of a hat, and it's about a 50% chance it's blue and orange.
Florida Gators.
Sure.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boise State, include or down to their field.
But that field is amazing, though, for Boise.
All right, Florida Panthers. Years ago,
Florida Panthers need to go to that one logo. They had the palm tree with the hockey stick. Yeah, look it up.
I go look it up.
Amazing.
Everyone go Google.
Look it up. I'm telling you,
Right.
is their city, they're like the faux retro that did with Adidas. It is the hockey stick with the palm tree. It looks awesome.
Here's our first comment of the night from Binging Baseball. Hello to you,
Hello.
Binging Baseball.
Hello.
WMMS Cleveland. Go bold, go plaid.
Yeah.
The Ottawa Red Blacks of the Canadian Football League use plaid.
It's
pretty badass.
I think the Hillsborough Hops did a plaid uniform once, where they
Didn't the Vancouver Canadians also do one?
Oh, I don't know. I know the Hillsborough Hops did like a Keep Portland Weird Portlandia night. And they wore like plaid uniforms. Yeah, exactly.
I would like to see an Argyle team. Like, let's go that route. Like you do the
lavender,
the side strip for the UNC basketball team with the Argyle pattern.
Blue is not an official color, just orange. How about that, Dave?
Interesting.
So this is an interesting point here. Purple is the hardest color to find in baseball. Obviously, purple, on the original color wheels before we had to go full primary and full secondary, purple was two different colors. It was violet and indigo, and so they lumped it into one, and now that's sort of one hue. But you got the sort of blue purples and the red purples. But I haven't done it in a little while, but I used to do sportslogos.net. I would put together a color wheel of all the minor league baseball logos.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was totally fun.
Winston-Salem Dash, by the way, purple.
Winston-Salem Dash were purple.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have the New Orleans Baby Cakes.
Oh, man, that was such a cool one.
The old Rays.
The now former Grand Junction Rockies. So there was some purple, but I remember like every year there was like 3 purple teams, and then they were sandwiched by a bajillion red on one side and a bajillion blue on the other.
So, yeah.
The Green Jackets did do a plaid jersey. That's
nice.
Right.
Louisville Jockeys are Argyle. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm a fan of Argyle.
The Louisville Bats are red and blue now.
Yeah, they're no longer purple.
No longer purple. Yep.
And I'm looking at the teams right now. That's why. Yeah, even the Pensacola Blue Wahoos don't have purple.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh yeah, the Mighty Muscles.
That's right. It's not a lot though.
They were.
I like that the Diamondbacks now like that they're. I mean, now there's a place if you go watch a baseball game, you'll just see a bajillion different colors, right?
Yeah, because they change their uniforms every other year.
Yeah. Well, San Diego as well. San Diego just has they went to that blue and white for a while.
I was a fan of the blue and white, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Slick.
The Crushers. Yeah.
I like the blue and white with the wave design that they had. I was a fan of that one.
Yeah.
Binging Baseball is coming in weapons hot here. Ask me anything about summer collegiate ball, and I can probably tell you location and mascot colors.
Nice.
Ooh.
I find that this is a game people like to play with me, and I think nobody's impressed by it. They're almost sort of like,
except for this group right here.
Yeah. But most people are just like, okay, what about Modesto, California? Is there a team there? And it's just like, yes. And so but people are just like they're more sort of like sad that that instead of impressed.
Like, do you guys realize this is what I do for a living, right?
It's not even. I do something. I do completely other stuff for a living. So, I can't believe we haven't talked more about the Bryce Harper home run yet, though.
No, I'm
Did you see the Moneyball cut of it? The Moneyball cut of it was amazing.
I like that. A couple years ago, they were doing those mashups with the the highlights with the Titanic music behind it too.
Yes, there was a Titanic one as well, but it wasn't nearly as good as the
Moneyball one was
Moneyball one.
nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was pretty great, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm not making predictions for the World Series. I am certainly not fielding bets, except for I'll buy myself. You guys, I'll just need your help though. I think like if the Phillies lose the World Series, which is a possibility that I have accepted.
Oh, don't put it out in the universe already.
I'm not. Listen, I have put out in the universe that the Phillies were going to lose every single game they've played in the playoffs before, and I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, and they wouldn't have made the playoffs if the Marlins hadn't come back from 2 down to beat the Brewers in the 8th inning of a game like 3 weeks ago. So
well, the Arizona Diamondbacks should have taken care of business, but they didn't, and we had to wait until the end of the season. I remember that because I was mad.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even my team.
This is funny. I would like to see this Rockies highlights with narration from a golf tournament. That's very funny. I haven't seen Lynn. That. I would like to see that. Lynn, by the way, very generously sent me one of the new Cubs helmets, just completely out of the kindness of her heart. That was very kind of Lynn to do that. Cool. Binging Baseball asked the question about the greatest movie home run scene, Moneyball or The Natural. I still maintain that The Natural is not that good a movie. So
what?
Sorry, it's a little like maybe I'm just too ADD or something. It's like a little slow for me, right? Like
what?
Yeah,
bro, with the sparks flying down and he's running around the bases. What are you talking about? That's a great scene.
That's a great scene.
The great movie is also good.
They still play that music every time a Texas Ranger hits a home run.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's good music. That's a good scene.
Great music, yeah.
But like if that movie is on TV and Cabin Boy is also on TV.
Jesus, Paul.
I will watch Cabin Boy. Zach wants to know if there's a the World Series special edition ice cream helmet. Oh, I see. I thought he was asking if the helmet bracket was coming. It's coming Friday morning. The Helmet Sunday bracket with the World Series matchup here. I have seen special edition ice cream helmets for the World Series, but not for every World Series. And in fact, my friend Alex,
we should get Eric Lichtenberg to work on one.
Right? They should just get Eric to work on that. I need to tell Eric, by the way, that I showed Chris Creamer my Baseball by Design helmets that Eric created for me. And Chris wanted to get in touch with Eric to do a sportslogos.net ice cream helmet. So,
that's exciting.
Nice.
I need to put those guys in touch with one another.
By the way, Eric and I are working out a deal. He's going to send me some Dad Hat beer.
Dad Hat beer?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm going to send him some beer from here from North Carolina. So, yeah, we're working on that right now, man. Yo,
shenanigans.
I know, right? I'm like, ooh,
right.
Dad Hat beer. Yum, yum.
I like all pumpkin flavored things. I'm a huge fan, and like pumpkin spice. Don't tell me that pumpkin is not a spice. I get it. Like you don't have to be pedantic about it. I love like pumpkin bread, pumpkin like iced coffee.
You should talk to Darla. Darla is all about pumpkin spice.
Darla's looking out for me. Darla's a kind soul, and she wants to make sure I'm okay. I can barely keep up with the comments here. I'll tell you what I don't like.
Thank you. He risked his life.
I'm behind here on the comments. I'll tell you what I don't like though. Pumpkin flavored beer.
Yeah, not good. Did you try the weird what?
Mike Sellers has been listening to Baseball by Design wildlife correspondent and musical enthusiast Ranger Amy Burnett's commentary on lightning bugs today, and learned about a species of lightning bug called the femme fatale that lures would-be mates and then eats them instead of mating with them.
Bro,
brutal.
Listen to the podcast.
I have not listened to it. I listen to it when I go running.
I warned Ranger Amy that she was going to make me lose my clean rating on.
I already lost that rating. I had Patrick from Baseball Mapper on, and as soon as he started talking, that was it. I was done.
That's a dangerous game having Patrick on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but every time you have him, something happens.
Let me tell you the stupid thing I did today. This is gonna require some editing. Wait till you hear this episode and you can tell me. I should have an X rating at the end. You know what's lovely is I just got a text like literally moments ago from Dan Simon saying how much he likes the Ranger Amy sequences on the podcast. I'm going to tell Amy will be happy about that.
Oh man.
Shoot, I forgot what I was going to say.
The editing.
Oh, the editing.
Something
yeah.
stupid.
So I'm interviewing a buddy of mine who has portrayed for the National Park Service. He has portrayed George Washington, like a young George Washington. This guy's younger than I am, right? So he's doing like a young George Washington. He works for historical sites with the National Park Service, does all this, George Washington stuff. And I'm interviewing him for an episode on the Fred Nets. And I got like 5-10 minutes into the interview and realized that I had been saying George and Martha Washington. Martha is George's wife. And I had meant to be saying George and Mary Washington, who is his mom. And so I completely effed up the interview. And I was just like, all right.
Do you know what you should do? You should get a recording of somebody else saying the name and put it in there.
Mary.
It'll be so awesome.
I don't know what the context here is, but Mark says that Salina, Ohio is a nice little town. What did I miss in the comments?
Mercer County, Ohio, about 58 miles northwest of Dayton, Ohio.
And Mike says baseball by design after dark. That's pretty funny. All right. I'm sorry that Amy's not on tonight. She would be enjoying all of this.
Talking about murdering, lightning bugs.
Fireflies. There's 170 different species of fireflies, I learned on this episode.
Wow.
And most of them eat like nectar and are just very peaceful and just,
Until you got the femme fatale.
They light up to attract mates. And then you've got the one that lights up like they're pretending to track a mate, and then boom, you're a meal.
Hi, how are you?
Exactly, yeah. And so I was thinking
zombie on them.
There's either I want the fireflies, the Columbia Fireflies, to do a femme fatale night. I think
that would be amazing.
Cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
I also want them to do a Columbia lightning bugs night.
Columbia lightning bugs?
Right. Instead of the fireflies.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at here. Yeah, I haven't listened to it, so I gotta go running to go listen to it. So
okay. All right. We have no more spoilers.
No more spoilers.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm so behind,
Anna.
guys. I'm so behind on the episodes. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Anna, who's on your podcast tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Charles Dennis talking about his ticket stub collection, which we know and is very important to all of us. So it's a good episode.
Yeah. You haven't had Charles on before?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. You had Charles on before it. Okay.
Yeah. And I think he did EFA too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. No, this was before the advent of EFA. I was enjoying Earned Fun Average today. Only about halfway through the episode, but terrific episode on one of my favorite brands and favorite teams and favorite ballparks that I have not been to, on the Daytona Tortugas. So those guys had a fun episode today. And then Ed, who do you have on next week?
Well, I got to talk about. I completely forgot to. This week has been nuts, and I apologize. I forgot to put that I interviewed Josh Duckworth, who is the president and CEO of Sweegan's SC Soccer Club. It's like comparing it to a collegiate woodbat team, and I get a text message from our good friend, you know who, at because you also sent me the text message, the accent. Johnny Bolin. I was like, I love that accent. I'm like, because that's your accent.
Yeah. It must be related or something.
Right.
But I did. I sent text at a text and I was like, man, this guy's accent's phenomenal.
It is. It was really good. But also next week I have Jason Atkins, also known as Greasy Keys.
All right.
Yeah, he actually is the organist for both the Cannonballers and the Charlotte Checkers.
That's fun.
Thank you, Lynn. It was her suggestion. I reached out, and then of course, boom, boom, boom.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. It was fun, Ed, to listen this week for about a different sport than usual.
Yeah. I'm trying to try different things. You know that.
And yet, even in the conversation about a different sport, the Savannah
always bring it to baseball, baby.
The Savannah Bananas still come up. We've been talking about the Fireflies. I had the Fireflies this week. I have. What happened?
No, because I have another text message from somebody else. It was like, I like your interjection there for the Savannah Bananas. I'm like, well, I had
you. But next week, Fort Wayne Tin Caps featuring one Logan Weening, who I got to meet in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Also speaking with Michael Limmer, who was from the team. I'll have Sky Design back on, Tiffany Chen from Sky Design, and another history interpreter who tells us the actual story of Johnny Tin Cap there, Johnny Appleseed, John
awesome.
Chapman. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So it's a good time. I'm having as good a time as ever with this.
I just want to point out too that Greasy Keys totally is in line with our Owls with a Z, replacing.
He so is.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Cool guy though, super cool, down to earth. He has his own hockey and baseball jerseys with his number and everything. So he was a really good guy, and there's a reason for the number he chose and everything. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Greasy Keys with two Z's.
Yeah.
Right.
And Baseball Poodle chiming in with a quick hello. Always great to see Baseball Poodle, who was the cover photo model for a story about minor league baseball very recently, which was fun to see. So,
nice
celebrity.
And I'm Baseball Poodle, I think, joined us a little bit later than usual tonight, so I can remind everyone that the reason Anna is wearing a Threshers cap right now, a Clearwater Threshers cap, is that the Phillies are in the World Series, and this was the result of our little bet that we had here. So
our team that did not make it, or Anna's, or Pat's,
the Clearwater Threshers. So it's only 2 minutes over this time,
Look at
guys.
us.
So I know we're getting a little bit better about staying on schedule. Not that much.
Not
better.
really.
Yeah. So, guys, next time we talk, we're going to know an awful lot more about.
That is true.
Yeah, about our situation.
Is there a game Wednesday night, or is that an off day?
Game 5 is Wednesday night.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh man,
we'll know what a Clearwater is.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead, say it.
Hey, Clearwater Threshers. Hey, I'm saying it plain as day in American English here. Clearwater Threshers.
Exactly.
Do not go in the water. There are sharks in the water.
Do not go in the
water. You
will
be killed instantly if you go in the water.
Oh man,
you guys are the best. This has been so much fun. It's the highlight of my Wednesday, and I love doing this with you guys. And I can't wait to talk next week. You'll either be talking me down off the ledge, you'll be helping me dry my tears, or you'll be keeping me sane. Thursday, by the way, yeah. So Mark Viquez brings up the only off day in the World Series schedule is the day that the Eagles are playing in Houston.
They don't want to compete with their daddy, the NFL.
I'm just saying, if you're a Philadelphia sports fan, maybe find your way to Houston to see some sporting events.
Yep, a lot of people are doing it.
At least you'll know that the Eagles have a much higher chance of winning that game
than the Phillies.
Yeah.
No. Hey man,
too early.
Phillies are never going to win. There's no way the Phillies win this World Series.
Here we go. Here we go.
No way. We're happy just to be there, and we're overmatched.
We're just hoping to have some fun.
Just hope somehow with the Astros won 175 games this year. There's no way the Phillies, who made the playoffs,
it was 190.
190. The Phillies actually only won 42 games this year, and it's but they snuck in because Major League Baseball lowered their standards, and everybody makes the playoffs. Did you know that everybody makes the playoffs now? And so, we've had this long layoff between the end of the League Championship Series and the World Series, and that only affects National League teams. So, no way the Phillies win this World Series.
Here we go.
All right, I got to call my dad for his birthday, guys.
Oh, God. All right, guys. See you guys later.